Welcome to Dinner with Naturopaths. I'm Bree.
I'm Regi.
And we'll be cooking simple, healthy food and talking a surprising amount while we do it.
Think delicious and easy recipes that you can make any day of the week, but with some sneaky nutrition built in. As we chop, stir, and occasionally get distracted, we will chat through why we use certain ingredients, what they do for your body, and how you can sneak more goodness into your everyday meals without overhauling your life.
It's real food, real talk, zero perfection, just two naturopaths making dinner and letting you in on the magic behind the ingredients.
Hi, welcome back to Dinner with Naturopaths.
The Easter edition?
Yes. Easter, because it's just been Christmas, so
Yeah, it's January.
within a couple of days we need to be thinking about Easter. So today we're going to be cooking a few different things to make a complete meal for Easter.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with a recipe that I discovered while eating a delicious meal at a beautiful Greek restaurant, and this is called lemon potatoes. So come along for the ride.
Excellent.
So what we'll do is we'll start by cutting our potatoes. So you kind of can just adjust this to whatever you need as well. So we're just cutting them in wedges. That's the way I like it, because then there's lots of potato to soak up all the good juices and the flavor and all the yumminess. And it allows for like crispy bits on the potatoes. So I'm just
leaving this in on too. It's gonna the texture.
Absolutely. So I'm just filling up a shallow casserole dish with potato. Skins on not only enhances the flavor, but it also provides some extra nutrients, fiber, all that fun stuff. So next I'm going to add in some stock. We're using a powdered stock today, and they are vegetarian. So happy for you to do whatever stock you prefer. So I have a mixture of vegetable and a chicken style stock.
You could do a bone broth as well if you
Absolutely.
want a meat eater. And a little bit more protein in there, or some amino acids at least.
And I'm just adding that in and pouring it over the potatoes. So this is a really good one that you can make, kind of start preparing the night before, and then basically you cook it for half an hour and in the oven, and then you allow it to cool, put it in your fridge. And then when you've got your guests coming over, a half an hour before you're going to eat, you can then just pop it into the oven again and let it just warm up, but also caramelize even more.
That's a really good one, because then you don't have to stress about it, because you've already done the hard work of cutting it up and things. But also cooking and cooling your potatoes is going to help create that resistant starch. Resistant starch doesn't break down in our gut, so it's a food source for our gut bacteria. So it's a really lovely way that our gut can be nourished.
Absolutely. I am just adding in some lemon juice as well. And as always, our recipes are on our website at the village.com.au. So feel free to pop over there and get the recipe if you find this to be delicious, which we do. Next thing, going with garlic. My basic rule of thumb with garlic is whatever the recipe says, maybe double it or triple it.
Unless it's our recipe and we've already done the hard work for you.
But also feel free to double it or triple it. So just chopping that up. Again, it really depends on your preference. If you like big chunks like this, but like I do, they go caramelly and soft and delicious and roasty in the oven. And they're kind of protected by the fluid, so they don't burn. But you can just shave it in if you just want it kind of hidden through, if you don't want big pops of garlic.
You could even use the minced garlic and stir that through your stock when you're doing it, so you're getting a nice even mix throughout the potatoes.
So just sprinkling that over the top.
Yum.
Yum. So much flavour. So the next we're going to go in with some oregano. I'm going to actually add a little bit more in. So full disclosure, I don't actually measure much when I'm cooking at home. I might have a look at the basic measurements if it's a new recipe, and then I just wing it. And I kind of go from the look and the taste. I'll taste as I go wherever possible. So just going in with some oregano. And then that way you can adjust it to what your family and friends' likes and dislikes are as well. And you can always play around, like don't be afraid to try new herbs and spices and
Absolutely.
stuff, because it makes it a new fresh dish every single time without having to reinvent the wheel, which is a whole jam. But it also adds different nutrients and stuff in. It keeps it fresh and yum.
We love talking about reaching your 30 plants a week, and trying new herbs is a really nice way of, as you said, in herbs and spices, that flavour is so potent as well, and those nutrients are so potent. That's why you only need a little bit, because they're so pungent in their flavour.
Yeah.
So, you know, playing around with those herbs and spices is such an easy way, because you've always got them in the cupboard, but really nourishing that gut and getting those extra nutrients in for those gut bacteria to
Absolutely.
really focus
And
on.
play with fresh and dried. So dried herbs, basically your more woody and more hardy herbs are good dried. Your more soft, delicate herbs like basil and those like really soft, delicate ones, they're better fresh. And always like at the end. Just going in with, so I did some salt and pepper, and now I'm going to go in with some olive oil. There's a pip in mine. We don't like pips because they suck when you bite on them because they're so bitter and gross. So yeah, let's keep the pips out.
Probably good for you.
Absolutely. It seems like a lot of oil, and it is, but the beautiful thing about good extra virgin olive oil is that it's protective. Not only for you and your body, but also for the food as it's cooking. It helps to prevent those potential carcinogenic issues that can happen when we're boiling.
Cooking at really high heats and stuff like barbecue as well. So
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So today I am actually changing up my normal recipe, and I'm going to pop in some Aleppo pepper, which is a Middle Eastern spice, or is it a spice? I don't know. Whatever you would put that into. I've discovered it recently again eating at a beautiful Lebanese restaurant here in Melbourne. It smells like raisiny almost,
Yeah.
and
A little bit lemony or citrusy.
yeah, lemony and citrusy. It's really dark. It's actually like a type of sweeter pepper, but it does have a very mild warmth to it as well. So it just lifts everything a bit. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that in as well. And then I'm going to give it a... You can taste it already, yeah. And then what I'll do is I'll just give it a bit of a mix around. Usually I would have a bigger spoon than this, but this is what I had on hand, so we're just going to wing it. Yeah, that's okay. We'll forget the drawer right in front of me. Welcome to perimenopause, where you don't think straight. I promise this channel will not be just me randomly singing. Actually, no, it probably will be me randomly
100%.
singing. Because we're dogs and we're okay with it.
Yep.
Okay, so that's like just been mixed around a bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with foil so it can kind of trap the heat in and almost boil in its own juices. And then once it's cooked, so the potatoes are just soft, we'll take it out, allow it to cool. That can cool overnight, that can cool for a day or two before. Whatever works for you. A little bit of a tip when you're covering something with foil, or if you're doing like a microwave thing, then just allow a little bit of space. So don't do it really tight across, because what happens is the steam builds and it can pop it. So if you allow just a little bit of space, it means that the steam can come in and go around again, and it's all good. But you do kind of want a nice seal on the bottom so it's not escaping up the sides. We'll pop this into the oven and then we'll come back later and show you the next step once it's cooled and been in the fridge for a day or so, and we're going to put it back in ready for a meal.
Amazing.
Okay, so because we are the greatest actors in the world, we're going to pretend that last night we cooked these potatoes and we cooked them until they were basically al dente. So just, you can kind of put a knife through or a spoon through and it's just got a tiny bit of crunch. And then we've let them cool, put them in the fridge, and they stay there until we're ready to actually finish the cook. So now, being the next day, our guests have arrived. We're about 30-40 minutes off serving dinner or lunch or whatever, the snack, whatever. So we will now prepare for the next bake and serving. So essentially you take off the foil, which you know, and we've got this amazing, beautiful, soupy, potatoey stuff. What you can do is cook it for 20 minutes again, just to warm it all through and start the soaking in, and then we might drain a little bit of that fluid off until it's probably just like the top of your first little finger deep, and then that allows for the crispy and the caramelly stuff to start happening. So we're going to pop it into the oven now and we will show you the end result very soon.
Delicious.